Australian Senator Jacqui Lambie recently made headlines with a fiery call to action against the United States, urging her government to reconsider Australia's long-standing support of American military operations in response to proposed U.S. tariffs on Australian steel and aluminum. Lambie's outspoken comments have reignited debate around Australia's strategic alignment and economic dependency on the U.S. "It's time to close Pine Gap and remove the U.S. Marines from our soil," Senator Lambie declared passionately, emphasizing that Australia has repeatedly proven its loyalty and strategic value to the United States, yet is being unfairly targeted by tariffs which threaten Australian jobs and economic stability. The catalyst for Lambie's frustration was the announcement by former U.S. President Donald Trump about imposing substantial tariffs on steel and aluminum imports from key allies, including Australia. Lambie argued that this move signals a severe betrayal by the United States, especially given Australia's long-standing support for U.S. military initiatives in the Pacific and globally. Australia hosts several critical American military installations, notably Pine Gap near Alice Springs, a joint facility crucial for global surveillance and intelligence operations. Additionally, the presence of U.S. Marines stationed in Darwin has reinforced the strategic partnership, providing America significant strategic depth in the Indo-Pacific region, especially amidst growing tensions with China. Senator Lambie's outrage highlights Australia's broader anxiety about economic pressures arising from U.S. trade policies. The potential tariffs threaten the Australian steel industry, jeopardizing thousands of jobs and undermining economic security. Such a scenario has prompted Australian policymakers to reassess their diplomatic strategy, balancing economic sovereignty with geopolitical alliances. Historically, Australia's relationship with the U.S. has been deeply cooperative. Australia has consistently supported American military actions, from World War II through contemporary conflicts in Afghanistan and Iraq. The provision of strategic bases, logistics, and intelligence support has placed Australia among America's most reliable and indispensable allies. The facilities provided by Australia offer the U.S. unparalleled strategic advantages. Pine Gap, for instance, plays a vital role in U.S. global intelligence operations, satellite communication, and early warning systems critical for missile detection. Similarly, the rotational deployment of U.S. Marines in Darwin enhances America's rapid response capabilities in the increasingly contested Indo-Pacific region, particularly concerning China's expanding military presence. Senator Lambie's proposal, though provocative, draws attention to Australia's geopolitical vulnerability and questions the reciprocity of its alliance with the United States. Her demands are intended to remind U.S. policymakers that partnerships rely on mutual respect and benefit. Many analysts agree with Lambie's core concern that Australia needs to assert itself more firmly in international negotiations to protect its economic and strategic interests. However, others caution against hasty actions that could compromise national security, especially amid regional instability. The controversy underscores a broader debate within Australia. How should it navigate relations with a historically dependable ally when that ally takes unilateral economic actions detrimental to Australian interests? As Australia grapples with this diplomatic conundrum, its government faces pressure from various quarters to demonstrate strength without damaging critical strategic relationships. While the future of U.S.-Australia relations remains secure in many respects, Lambie's bold stance emphasizes the importance of mutual respect in international alliances. Ultimately, Australia's decision will likely reflect a careful balance between asserting economic independence and maintaining strategic security provided through its partnership with the U.S. Nevertheless, Lambie's outspoken demands have clearly articulated a sentiment increasingly prevalent in Australian political discourse: that loyalty deserves loyalty in return.